Nobody talks about these two scenes. They're in the same film. Together, they're under 10 minutes of screen time. They're not the climax. In my opinion, they're the most important scenes Hindi cinema has produced this decade. Today, I'm going to tell you why Article 15's caste sequences quietly rewrote the rules. Article 15 came out in 2019. Anubhav Sinha directed, Ayushmann Khurrana led. The film on the surface is a police procedural. An IPS officer arrives in a UP village to investigate the disappearance of 3 girls. He uncovers a caste-based crime. He chases it down. End of story. That's the marketing logline. That's not what the film actually is. What the film actually is a craft experiment. A test of whether Hindi cinema can talk about caste on screen in a mainstream commercial release without either flinching from the subject or turning it into melodrama. The answer to that test is found in 2 specific scenes, the manhole sequence and the caste conversations. Once you notice what they're doing, you can't unsee it. Let's start with the manhole. A Dalit sanitation worker has to descend into a sewer. Manual scavenging. The thing that's been illegal under Indian law for decades and still happens every single week in Indian cities. We have seen sewer scenes in Indian cinema before. Usually they are staged for drama. Music swells, the camera goes underwater, someone almost drowns, there's a rescue, there's a payoff. Anubhav Sinha refuses to do any of that. The scene is shot with almost no score. The camera holds. We watch the worker climb in. We watch him disappear under the surface. We sit in the silence. The film does not give us catharsis. The film does not give us a hero shot. The film does not even pretend this is a moment of bravery being honored. It's just a person doing work that no one should have to do, and the camera is making us watch. What the film gives us is reality. The kind of reality Hindi cinema has trained 2 generations of viewers to look away from. The craft choice is the political choice. By refusing to score the scene with traditional emotional cues, Sinha is telling you, your discomfort here is the point. You're wanting the music to come in and tell you what to feel. That's the conditioning we are undoing. That's the quiet kind of radicalism. Not the slogan kind, the cinema kind. Now the second scene, or really the second set of scenes, because the caste conversations recur through the film. Ayan Ranjan, Ayushmann's character, is the outsider. Delhi-bred, Europe-educated IPS dropped into rural UP. He doesn't understand the caste lines that everyone around him understands instinctively. He has to ask questions like what is your caste to officers and citizens who find the question both bizarre and revealing. There's one stretch in particular. His subordinates are explaining the caste hierarchy of the area. They are not delivering speeches. They are talking, casually. The way colleagues talk about a workplace org chart. The hierarchy is mapped out in real time, in conversational prose, with all its small ironies and unspoken rules. And here's the genius move. The film does not pause to explain to the audience what each caste means. It does not subtitle. It does not break the fourth wall. It assumes you can keep up. Or it assumes you'll be uncomfortable not keeping up, and either response is correct. Both are part of the design. This is, in 2019, almost unprecedented in commercial Hindi cinema. We had not seen caste talked about in a major theatrical release with this much specificity and this little hand-holding in a generation. So why these 2 sequences? Why not the climax? Why not the action set piece? Why not the speech that Ayushmann gives near the end? 3 reasons. 1. Together they represent the 2 registers in which caste actually lives. The manhole is the body, the conversations are the language. You cannot understand caste in India through just one of these. Mainstream Hindi cinema before Article 15 kept choosing one or the other. Sinha said, you get both or you get nothing. 2. Both scenes refuse cinematic comfort. They're designed to deny you the emotional release you would normally get from a Bollywood movie. The film is asking you to sit with discomfort instead of moving past it. That is a craft choice that runs against decades of conditioning. 3. They trust the audience. Both scenes assume that you are intelligent, that you are paying attention, that you are willing to do the work of staying present without the music telling you when to feel and the dialogue telling you what to think. When an Indian audience is given the respect, the audience shows up. Article 15 was a commercial success. Not a blockbuster, but a real success. The audience proved Sinha right. Here's what I think happened in Hindi cinema after Article 15. A small wave of filmmakers, mostly under 40, mostly working in the OTT-friendly mid-budget space, started writing scenes like this. Scenes that hold their ground. Scenes about subjects mainstream cinema had previously rounded off. Scenes that were willing to be uncomfortable. Some of them landed. Anubhav Sinha himself went on to make Thappad Bheer Faraz, Others picked up the language. The films that came in the next few years that dealt with caste, class, religion, regional politics, a lot of them owe Article 15 something. The film moved the line on what a mainstream Bollywood film is allowed to be about and how it's allowed to talk. That permission, the permission Article 15 gave the rest of the industry, that's the legacy of these two sequences. Not the box office, not the awards, the permission. You might be thinking, fine, but everyone knows Article 15 is an important film. So how is this an underrated take? Couple of reasons. 1. People remember Article 15 for being about caste. They don't remember it for being a craft milestone. The political content overshadowed the formal innovation. Critics talked about what the film said. They didn't talk about how the film said it. 2. The two scenes I'm picking out are not the scenes the trailer used. They're not the scenes that went viral on social media. They're the quiet, unshowy work that does the actual heavy lifting of the film. Quiet work doesn't get clipped. 3. And this is the most honest answer. Most film discussion in the Indian mainstream press is still plot and performance discussions. Craft analysis is a smaller conversation, mostly online, mostly on channels like this one. So a craft argument about Article 15 has not entered the bigger conversation. It should. That's the case. Article 15, the manhole sequence, the caste conversations. Two pieces of cinema, less than 10 minutes of screen time combined, that did more for Hindi cinema than most films do across 2.5 hours. Comments below. Disagree with me. Pick a different scene. Tell me what you think rewrote the rules. I read everything. If you want more videos like this where we go past plot and into the craft, hit subscribe. We do a lot of these. Until next time, keep watching, keep noticing. The good stuff is in the small moments. Thank you so much.